This is Malachi. He's a stallion. He makes babies here on this horse farm. Hey, baby. Let me tell you, it's not even when it rains it pours. It's like, how do I escape this thing that's just like, following me everywhere I go? And that's the thing, is we don't escape. We cannot run away from our fears. If the fear is living in you, it's a point of attraction. Unfortunately. Oh my gosh. So I'm here on this horse farm in Italy, and it's wonderful. It's the best thing of my life. I'm so happy to be having this experience, and also to be working through what I'm working through. So if you know my story at all, if you don't, fine. we'll go over it real quick. I got really sick from toxic mold. It triggered Lyme disease that was within my body, mostly dormant, and so then I was really sick from toxic mold and also really sick from Lyme disease. And ever since then, it's been a journey of healing from that. It's been almost 10 years of healing from Lyme and mold, and that's like intentionally healing. Before that, there were still symptoms. And so I don't know if I should go up that hill. I won't be able to breathe. I did the whole thing of getting rid of all my belongings and living in a bubble, not letting anyone in, not going into other environments, doing crazy detoxes to the point where I was in the hospital and I had a near-death experience. Also, if I'm covered in animal hair, just accept me for how I am. And yeah, I had done too intense of a cleanse one time, and I ended up in the hospital, like unable to speak, unable to move. It was during COVID, so my ex couldn't even be there with me to like tell the doctors what was going on. And I just remember being there and thinking like, wow, I didn't think I was gonna die this young. And it was there that my whole life turned around, really. I mean, I stopped with the detoxing. I stopped with the crazy diets. I stopped like gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, nightshade-free, soy-free. I stopped all of that. I stopped my liver and gallbladder cleanses and my IVs, and like I cold turkeyed on my healing journey the way that I was going about it, because it almost killed me. And there's a lot of things that were really great about it. Like I have since done maybe 1 or 2 liver and gallbladder cleanses. If you want to learn more, look up the Miracle Liver and Gallbladder Cleanse. Fascinating. You remove thousands and thousands of gallstones, maybe hundreds to thousands. It's a lot. And with that, I just decided to go live my life. Like I was like, I'm going to do this a different way. I did a treatment before that for Lyme disease that cleared a lot of the stuff that was like really holding me back from living my life, like the brain fog and the fatigue and the incredible bloating, like to the point where my skin felt like it was gonna rip. And then what really changed my life after that was brain retraining and really focusing on neuroplasticity and rewiring everything, my association with everything. When I would have reactions neurologically, physically, emotionally, I would do my practices of brain retraining through, like specifically brain retraining, like rewiring with a high vibrational feeling, and then also EFT tapping and breath work and meditation and, all the things that are in the 21-day program that we're starting in 2 days. But there is still this thing within me, the fear of Lyme and mold, and it's PTSD. It's like actual legit fear. It makes sense. It's like I don't want to go back. And so being on this horse farm is like very confronting because there are ticks. I found some on Arlo, and he's on really nice medication now, but they're still there. I still like walk through tall grass sometimes, and it triggers so much within me. There's mold in the house. There's mold in sometimes in the hay. There's mold in my van. Like, I was trying to work through the frustration that I had with the person who built the van before me, because I was like, why would you build it this way? Like, so prone to leaks and water damage, with not waterproofing the wood around the water areas, and just multiple like areas of leaks where it's like just open pipes that connect to nothing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so then I go through the period of like wanting to run away, wanting to sell it, run away. But then I look where I am, and I look what's on the other end of not running away this time, of not, selling all my things and cutting everyone out of my life and going into a bubble. The way out is through. And through means trusting in your divine guidance and letting go. And I believe, what I know to be true, is that I keep creating these scenarios so that I can finally let go of this fear within me. Like, I won't need the experience of mold being everywhere once I'm finally letting go. And let me tell you, like, so much progress has been made since being here. It's like, I know the mold is in my van right now, but it's a process of like, okay, there is a solution, and I am going to do it with the help of my friends who are wonderful. And even though I'm in the mold and it's exposed to my porous belongings, I'm letting go of the fear. I feel fine, which is great. I feel my normal. There's still certain things like alignment wise with my spine and things that I'm working on that hopefully will like clear up the sinus pressure that I have. But overall, like, I'm able to function. Before, I wasn't able to think, I wasn't able to see straight, I wasn't able to speak, I would be slurring my speech, I would be like so inflamed, I just didn't look like myself, and none of that's happening right now. And so with that, I can see this differently. I can see this whole experience completely differently. It's like, I don't need to fear it anymore. And so when I was bit by a tick a year ago, it was like the catalyst to so much change in my life. My doctor told me, she's like, don't go out. I was like, I just don't want to be afraid anymore. I don't want it to control my life. And so I went out in the field to my dad's horses, and I was in Kentucky, and then I ended up with a tick. She's like, don't go out in the field until you like really let go of the fear. And so it's not like you can just like pretend like the fear isn't there. It's more so bringing it into awareness and accepting and loving that part of yourself, and then trusting that you're going to be divinely guided into situations where you're okay. And that even if you are faced with, for me, a bite or the exposure of mold, everything's fine. The lessons that I learned years ago when it was bad have been learned. Like, I don't need to learn them anymore. And if there is something else to learn, then I'll learn it, and I'll always be fine. And you know how we're always going to be fine? Is that we are infinite beings having a human experience. Like, this is not it. This is not the end here. And in that, I always find so much release and freedom. And so it's like, okay, there's no need to worry, because that worry and that fear, like that worry specifically, is what makes the experience so much worse. It's what causes the dysregulation, and the dysregulation is really what causes most of the symptoms. And so when we can let go of that and find our center and do these tools of remaining calm and clear and knowing that we're guided and knowing that we have our free will and that we are infinite beings with so much power to co-create our reality, it's like your entire perceived reality is different. And so I'm grateful for what I perceive right now, because it's giving me the opportunity. Like, I wanted to, when I first found the mold again the other day, we found a ton like moving the battery, because my friend's doing like a lot of electrical stuff for me. He's adding the solar on top, and I just was like, oh my God, I want to sell the van. And then I just took a second. I was like, okay, no, this is not it right now. Like, I don't actually want to sell the van. I want to fix the problem And when I just did that, it was like, wow, peace. Like, there's a solution. It doesn't have to be crazy. The old part of me wanted to go on Instagram, where I used to share my health journey, freak out about the mold, have other people freak out back, us freak out together, out of love, but just freak out. And I was typing a story. I think Arlo hit the phone out of my hand and it hit the ground, and I was like, oh yeah. I was like, don't go down that path. Like, this isn't bad. There are people who have had experiences with mold, but or have found mold but never had like a traumatic experience with it, and they don't freak out like this. They just get rid of it and it's fine. And you know how to clean everything, like just chill. And I was like, oh yeah. And so the fear in you is guiding you to freedom, and you get to let it. You can't turn away from it. You can't pretend it's not there, because it will keep knocking on the door. And so when you release it, you achieve a new level of peace and experience, and it might change the way that you relate with people, and that's okay too. So that's the message for today. So I'm so excited about the 21-day program. I have things ready to go, and I'm just like, wow, like this is the biggest, most attended group thing that I've ever offered before. And I'm so grateful to have you guys signed up. If you do want to join us, go ahead and click the link below, the Calendly link, May 1st, anytime, sign up anytime on May 1st, and then just give me your email and I'll send you the daily videos and exercises, and you'll be able to comment on the videos. I'll respond to all the comments and any questions that you have or whatever going on. I'll be there for you, and I'm super, super excited. So I will see you in tomorrow's video. I'm gonna go feed the horses. These are the boys up here. There's a ton over there. I don't know if you can see them though. But yeah, and then we're all gonna go hang out, I'm sure. It's like such a social experience being here, which is wonderful. I love it. Like, if I'm just choosing where my point of attraction is, that's what will continue to grow. So much of my reality is happening right now. It's like wonderful community and like a beautiful experience being around horses, like exactly what I wanted this year. And then also the one thing that like used to hold me back so much happening at the same time. And so my focus is being directed to how wonderful this is, and how there are always solutions, and how we can get through anything, and everything's happening for us. So that's the message. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. If you like this one, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new here, and say hello to Monkey, Harry, or Malachi in the comments if you don't know what to comment. I'll see you guys later. Bye.